How doing guys, SmartEntity here. Today we're going to talk about the Sands of Inaros quest. So this is going to be a complete walkthrough, so let's get right into it. Now to begin the quest, you will need to purchase a quest blueprint from Barracuteer, which costs 200 ducats, as well as 50,000 credits. Once you have the blueprint, you'll need to craft it in your foundry, which costs 5,000 credits, 5,000 nanospores, 400 oxium, 1 Nathan extract, and 6 hours. Once all that's done, you can get underway. Now the first mission you need to go to is OPEC on Phobos. You will need to transfer through the tile set until you reach this temple, the Temple of Inaros. Once you're at the temple, you will need to extract the secret urn. It's pretty simple. The first part of the mission, you don't actually have to do anything. You get the urn and you're good to extract. Now, you do have a woman in the background giving you a bit of a side story of what's happening here and there. So, to give you guys the gist of the lore behind this mission, is basically a bit of a history on Barracuteer's past, where Inaros as a Warframe have saved him and his village. So the woman in the background is presumably Barracuteer's mother. So from time to time, the Guinea was infested would attack, and Inaros would come from the skies and save these guys. And the point of this mission, or this quest in particular, is basically Barracuteer paying Inaros back, i.e. sending Use the Tunnel here to save Inaros. Alrighty, so once you're done, you are given the secret urn. Now, very important, you must equip the secret urn in order to progress through the quest. So you are given one of 3 enemies to kill. For the first part of this quest, you will need to kill this particular enemy 60 times. So the options are either the Detron Crewman, the Seeker, which is what you see here on screen, or the Volatile Runner. Now, in my opinion, the Volatile Runner is probably the easiest because you can run that on your Dark Sector Survival as well as Excavation, for example on Satura Pluto. And to be fair, you pretty want to run those missions anyway, so it's more of a on the way kind of thing. Now the Detron Crewman can be found in decent quantity on Elara, Jupiter, the survival mission. As far as Seeker goes, it's probably the hardest, however it is still pretty easy because you can find them in pretty decent amounts on Kappa, Sedna. Now, if you're running a solo, you can run that mission 3 to 4 times. If you're running it in a squad, it pretty much only takes a couple times. So as you can see, it is a mobile defense mission with 3 terminals. It's not too bad, you can get enough in 20 to 30 minutes. Once you're done, you will be instructed to go back to your ship. And as you can see, the urn is completely filled. Barracuteer will instruct you to go back to OPEC Phobos. Now once you are back, you basically have to again traverse through the tile set and come to the temple. You'll need to drop your urn at the designated location and grab a new urn, which will pop up. And you basically repeat the process. So the second part of the mission, again you're given a few enemies to kill. We'll get into that shortly. Now before you can leave the temple, you are given the task of killing a shit ton of caveats. So a pretty nice way for the devs to introduce this new enemy and potential future ally, the caveats. So again, we're given a bit of a lore. So the second part of the mission, you have 3 different enemies. So you will either be assigned the Railgun Moa, the Hyekka Master, or the Brood Mother. The Brood Mother can be found in quite decent quantities in your Orokin Derelict defense. The Railgun Moa, again, I'll probably recommend something like Elara Jupiter. However, you do need to stay for a decent amount of time for them to spawn in bulk. Now, I did get the Hyekka Master for the second round, which initially I thought would be pretty annoying because it is one of those newer enemies. However, you can find Hyekka Masters in very large quantities on whole Phobos. Again, it's a mobile defense mission, so if you're running in a squad, it will probably take you a couple runs. If you're doing it solo, it might take you 3 or 4 runs. Alright, so get a bit of a preview on the canvas over here. Now, after you kill your 20 Hyekka Master or Railgun Moa or Brood Mother, you do have to come back to this place. Now, at some point, when I did come back, I did lose video recording capability. I did realize, so I didn't want to exit because we all know this is beta and the devs always use the excuse, and sometimes with these quests, especially when they're new, if you intentionally quit or if you bug out, you may not be able to complete the quest. So because of that, I didn't actually record the second part. But once you're done with your 20 kills, you come back here, and the second time you're here, you have to face a bunch of Temple Guardians. They're basically stone golems, not unlike your summons from Atlas. So here we're just showing that whole Phobos is a place to hunt these Hyekka Masters. Alrighty, so once you're done with the second part, and after you went back to the temple, place your urn, got a new urn, you are given the task of again killing one of 3 enemies 5 times. So the options are either the Bursa, which is what I have, the Manic, or the Juggernaut. Now the Juggernaut is pretty simple. You go on a series mission, you kill Infested until the Juggernaut spawns, you do it 5 times, done. The Manic, I would pretty much recommend doing it on the Neptune tile set. The Neptune Assassination tile set is a good place for Manics to spawn. For Denial Bursa, which initially I thought might be a bit of a difficult one, it's actually pretty simple. So here I'm on Hades Pluto, the Ambulance Assassination mission. Now all you do is you come to the Ambulance boss room, you can kill Ambulance, and you just wait here. Every once in a while a Bursa will spawn. If you wait long enough, you get 5 Denial Bursas. You do not need to keep Ambulance alive. You can kill Ambulance and just wait in the room. You can kill every other enemy. So you just spawn these guys indefinitely. Now I do have to be honest, this does seem to be a bit of an unintended effect. So I do recommend doing this quest as soon as possible. If you do have the null Bursa, use this method to farm, because otherwise you have to farm through a series of missions and it's a pain. And another tip is once you are here, you want to make sure you do not hack the denial Bursa. You want to just make it unconscious and, well, it's robotic. So you want to basically disable it, incapacitate it, and then you just want it to die, right? You don't want to waste your time hacking it. Now I do have to say this mission, or this quest in particular, is not as good as some of the other quests we've had because it's a massive grind fest. If you know where to go to find the enemies, it's not too bad. But if you are someone who is literally just playing Warframe very casually and trying to meet these enemies, you know, in random tosses, even if you go to the right faction, it's gonna take you literally 20 to 30 times as long. So I guess in that sense, this particular quest really do benefit from a walkthrough, or at least a location reference where you can find these enemies in vast quantity. If you don't go to these right locations, and if you again just go to random missions with the rock tile set, it's gonna take you so long that it's gonna, make you pull your hair out. Now, it is worth noting that from doing this particular third part, I've pretty much killed around 20 Bursas and didn't get a single mod from them. So, for those people trying to farm Temple Royale, it could be a while. Now, this part of the video, which I'll be honest, I didn't intend to die, but I did die. But it does help demonstrate that even if you do die, all your potential kills still are counted. Even though you lose your mission, you lose all your EXP and all that kind of stuff, they're all still counted. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I did read a bit on Reddit and a bit on the wiki to find some of these enemies myself. And it's pretty funny because there's been cases where people report them meeting, multiple Bursas at the same time, which I thought was pretty funny. And I guess it is definitely worth mentioning that every time you kill an enemy, you do get the sort of sudden gray screen, which indicates that you did kill the enemy that you are intended to kill. Yep, give it a sec, taking a snapshot. Alrighty, so once that's all done, you will want to go back to Phobos. And again, you'll need to go back to the temple. Now, the final part of the mission is supposedly pretty interesting, but I pretty much went in with Ash Prime and just blazestormed everything, and I think I missed a lot of the potential thrill of the battle. So you go back to the temple. You basically meet a version of Inaros with the latest weapons, so the Mutilus, Sternos, as well as the Legion. So here you will reveal that the storytelling is actually involving Barakatir. Barakatir here pretty much takes off his corpus hat, forgets about the Prophet, and actually focuses on the greater picture, which is, well, supposedly saving Inaros, or in your case, obtaining Inaros. Alrighty, so here we're facing Inaros with the Mutilus Cernos as well as the Legion. It has a few phases, so we do a bit of damage to it. It pretty much turns into this esophagus and releases a stone golem, temple guardian, whatever you want to call it. It's not the strongest thing. Once you take that down, Inaros comes back. You damage it a bit more. You damage it a bit more. It releases the guardian again. Yeah, so here I pretty much just cheated and blazestormed him without actually doing the battle because I didn't actually want to die at this particular stage. I wasn't too sure what was going to happen. Yeah, so I pretty much cheated. I energy boosted as well as full restored. And with that energy boost, there was just no point firing my guy anymore. It's just Blaze Storm all the way because this is pretty low level. So once you damage him again, supposedly he is summoning a copy of yourself, which is here. But because I because I Blaze Stormed it so fast, I didn't actually appreciate the full, I guess, difficulty or the thrill of the battle. So there we go. Yeah, so the first time you do the mission, you get the Inaros blueprint. The second time, where you fight the Corvettes, you get the helmet, I believe. The helmet or the chassis, or one of those. The helmet, I believe. The second time you do it, you get the chassis, and the last and final time, which is here, that you do it, you'll get the systems. And that is pretty much the end of the quest, at which point you can start crafting each part. And once you've done all the parts, you can craft Inaros, the Warframe. Alright guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, feel free to leave in the comments below. If you have any tips on completing this any more efficiently, leave in the comments below. Alright guys, cheers. I'll see you guys in the next video.